Good afternoon. I'm Kevin Smith with Community Ventures Corporation, and we're in the great town of Millersburg and wanted to show you one of our renovation projects. We've been getting a lot of questions about the house lately, and that has a whole lot to do with the fact that we've taken the vinyl siding off of the house, and it actually caused the house to look a lot worse. And it prompted a lot of questions. But what we wanted to show is really what damage putting vinyl siding on a house and leaving it on there for a long time can do. And you can see a lot of the rot that was occurring around the windows. And so what we're doing is we're now repairing the siding that was there. We always try to save as much of the historical house as we can. And so we're going to save as much of the siding as we can, and then we are going to begin to replace what we can't save. So just wanted to let you know that, and now let's go inside, and I want to show you something very cool about this house. So now we're inside the house, and this of course is the house at 102 6th Street in Millersburg. But what I wanted to show you about this room that we're in, when we come into a house, especially a house that presents itself as Victorian, you expect to see, at a minimum, 10-foot ceilings. When we walked into this room, it had 8 foot. And so you just make the assumption, well, somebody has dropped the ceiling, and when we tear into it, we'll see the original ceiling. That didn't happen here. The original ceiling was 8 foot. So then you begin scratching your head and wondering what happened here. When we look back on the Sanborn insurance maps of the early 1800s, they were showing actually a one-story building that actually set up on the street. And then as we began to look through the maps and we got to the later 1800 maps, all of a sudden the one story was gone and the two-story appeared, and it was set back much further from the street. As we began to tear into the walls, we noticed that this room had a totally different construction style than the rest of the house. And that's when it hit us. They actually had taken the early 1800s house and moved it back on the lot and then built a Victorian house around it. And that's why we have 8-foot ceilings in here and 10 foot in the rest of the house. They were very thrifty back in those days, and they used a lot of things, and clearly they recycled a house. Something else to note is that most of you know in Millersburg that we're also restoring a house up at 902 Main Street, what used to be the big gray house up there. It has the exact same construction style as this did, and we're thinking that maybe the same builder built this one-room house and built that one up there. And the 902 house, from what we can tell, is about the third oldest house in Millersburg. So that was a bit of trivia that I just wanted to share with you, that when you drive by and you see this house, just know it's 2 houses in one, and it's very cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to bow out of this, and our videographer is just going to walk through the house and show you some pictures so you can see at what stages we are in renovation. And then at a later date, we'll come back and wrap up and let you see either more progress or the finished product. Take care, guys.